Hey, what's up, guys? Let me switch over my Wi-Fi here. Man, I'm having some technical difficulties today. I had a Be Live, a nice presentation for you guys. Here's my board I was going to use. Hiring an assistant. Here it is. It's just not going to load. So anyway, I'm going to go for my phone. Yeah, I had a really nice presentation set up, but it's just not working. So I'm just going to go from my phone here. Wait for some of you guys to log in. I'm feeling excited. It's a beautiful day down here on the Gulf Coast, and I'm wondering if I'm not having some more technical difficulties with my phone because nobody's really logged in. I don't know if it's the internet here or what. So if anybody is watching this, shoot me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. We're going to talk about hiring an assistant today. You know, I may take this outside. I may get better service outside. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Come on, guys. We'll go out behind my office. Hope everybody's doing all right today. Somebody shoot me a comment and let me know you're there. I'm having some technical difficulties today. What's up, Inyabo? Man, I had this amazing presentation for everybody watching the live feed today, and when I went to start broadcasting, it wouldn't work. So anyway, I had a nice whiteboard. I was going to write down my key points and make it all really nice and awesome and just really cool for you guys, but it didn't work out. So anyway, now I'm outside because I don't get great internet service in my office. So here we are. Anyway, I'm wondering if okay, now I'm getting some people on. Guys, I do want to say I look back, and this is the 7th week in a row that I've done a live show for you guys. I went over some pretty incredible topics. What's up, Justin, Stephanie? I'm having some technical difficulties, and I don't even know if my live feed notified people. I had a really nice presentation for you guys, but anyway, over the past 7 weeks, you guys can go back and watch these shows about these certain topics. They're on the Facebook Zero to Diamond group, and they're also on the YouTube channel. Okay, but we've went over mindset of a listing agent last week, how to dominate your niche market the week before, how to survive a market crash. We did how I sold $10 million in 2 months. We did a segment on lead conversion. And the first one I did was why phone calls are so important in today's real estate world. So you guys can go back and watch any of those that you missed. I also have a bunch of 1 to 2 minute little clips about just different things that was on my mind at the time. So anyway, what's up, Daryl? Justin? I'm having some technical difficulties today. I was in my office with an awesome presentation for you guys, and here I am having to go off my phone. I had to come outside because I don't even have good service in the office because I got a metal roof. So anyway, it is all good, guys. Can y'all see this weather? We kind of have some woods behind our office, but man, you can see a condo right there. Some condos behind us. It's beautiful today. So, I wanted to get into this week. I've had a lot of questions about hiring an assistant, when to hire an assistant, how to hire an assistant, and stuff of that nature. So I wanted to kind of dive into that because there's a lot of really, really important things to know when you're thinking about hiring an assistant, or if you already have an assistant, if you're brand new in the business. There's a lot of key points that you need to know about. It's just trial and error, stuff that I've been through. I've probably had 6 or 7 different assistants. So I've definitely had my fair share of them come and go. I've had some great ones, some very bad ones, and everything in between. So I know what hiring an assistant and the things that you need to be thinking about, before, during, and when you fire them. I mean, one thing about an assistant is a really great assistant will take your business to the next level and beyond, but a really bad assistant will really hurt you. So if you have to go through the correct process to hire an assistant, to find the right assistant, otherwise, and you still may trip up and find a bad one on accident. And when that happens, you just have to man up or woman up and fire them, because it's business. And if you do it right from the beginning and set the expectations at a certain level, when you have to let them go, it's like, I told you that it was going to be like this if this, and this, right? So the first mistake I see with people that want an assistant or thinking about hiring an assistant is they don't have really enough business going on. They have like 2 or 3 listings, right? They have 2 or 3 listings, and they're thinking, it's time for me to get an assistant. Or a newer agent maybe gets 1 or 2 listings, and he finds out how much work it is to get a listing, and then he thinks, if I get an assistant, then that's going to help me get more listings, right? So that's so far from the truth. I'll just tell you a little bit about my story. I'm a single agent, and I worked forever without an assistant. I worked for a long time without an assistant. I worked long hours because I was doing everything. I was processing, marketing, transaction coordinator, showing properties, making phone calls. I'm doing it all, right? So, I did all the work, okay? And by the time that I had to have an assistant, I really had to have one. An assistant doesn't create business for you, okay? You have to create the business first and then hire an assistant to help you manage the business. A lot of people, they just go too early. And when you hire an assistant too early, several things happen. For one, you're not busy enough to hire an assistant, okay? So you need to be working on getting more business. But when you hire an assistant, now a lot of your effort is going into her or him training her or helping them get started or whatever, instead of building your business, right? So when you hire an assistant too early before you've actually built your business, that can hurt you because it takes time away from that you need to build your business. Another thing is if you if you didn't build your business and you hire an assistant too early, you don't know what to tell them to do. You don't know how to train your assistant because you haven't done everything, over and over and over again to a point where you know it like the back of your hand. You hired an assistant for the wrong reason. You hired an assistant because you thought that was going to be your gateway to huge success, right? But that's not the gateway to huge success. Work is the gateway to huge success. Working to find more clients, treating them right, creating long-term, lifelong relationships, stuff of that nature, right? So, hiring an assistant too early is a really bad move. You need to work so long without an assistant. You need to go way past the point that you think you need an assistant. Okay, and then when you hire an assistant, then you can actually double your business, right? let's get to where we can do 50 deals a year by yourself, okay? Then hire an assistant, and then we'll go to 100 deals a year, okay? But when you have 2 listings, and you hire an assistant, it's a mess, because now you're just training her, you're not getting more deals, you're not building your business, and you don't even know what to train her to do because you haven't done everything yourself. By the time you hire an assistant, you need to be at a point where if that assistant, decides to get a different job, gets injured, or for some reason can't work, maybe they get sick for 3 or 4 days, all of a sudden, you have to be in a position where you know that job like the back of your hand, to where you can step in and do every single little task that needs to be done to keep your business running as smooth as it was while she was there. Okay? So if any of that makes sense to any of you guys so far, if this is good stuff, good content, if you guys are loving what I'm saying, please let me know. Somebody do a like, or somebody do a comment or something, and let me know you guys are actually listening to me and think this is some good stuff. So my first little key point I was going to write on my board before I had technical difficulties and had to switch over to my phone was, the first key point was work hard and wait. Hey, what's up, Chris? You're going to work hard and wait, and work hard and work hard and work hard. Chris, I just went over a lot of great stuff about when to hire an assistant and not to hire an assistant too early. So when this thing's over, you need to go back and listen to it, because it was actually some really good stuff. So I want you to go back and listen to that, and let me know what you think about the first part of my little segment here. Because if you hire an assistant too early, you don't have a business for her to manage, and you're wasting all your time dealing with her or him, training them, helping them, instead of building your business. You need to build your business first and then hire an assistant. Go from 50 transactions by yourself to 100 transactions with an assistant. That's how you get to 100 transactions. You build a business big enough to do 50 deals a year by yourself, then you turn around and get an assistant and double your income. All right, this is getting wild now. My phone's starting to get low power. So the second key point I was going to write on my board, I had a really nice presentation for you guys, but anyway, the second key point is you will know when to hire your assistant. You're going to know when. For me, it was 30 listings. I got up to where I had 30 listings. I've told you guys this story before. I had 30 listings, and that's when I knew it was time to get an assistant, because I was getting so many showing requests that I couldn't handle it and continue building my business. It was getting in the way. The administrative side of the business was getting in my way of building my business. What up? So, for me, it was a showing request that I couldn't handle because I was getting so many showing requests, okay? So that may not be for you, okay? So my third key point is why do you need an assistant? Why are you hiring an assistant? You got to figure out why you're doing it. A lot of people that want to hire an assistant too early. By the way, guys, this is my assistant.
Hey.
She's camera shy. All right, get this thing plugged up. Here's my little board I had set up for you guys. And this sucker is just not working. But anyway, we'll get it right. My live shows are going to be really good. I'm going to get programs that are awesome, and over the weeks, months, and years, you guys are going to see my little show here is going to blow up. So anyway, you guys have to, I went over, you work hard. You don't want to hire an assistant too early. Okay? You're going to know when you want to hire an assistant. Okay? And that's when you're overwhelmed by some administrative work that's overwhelming you because you have prospecting you want to do, but you can't get to it because you have administrative stuff that's going on that has to be done. It's not stuff that makes you money per se, but it's stuff that has to be done. So when you get to a point where you've been working, building your business, and then you get to a point where you're overwhelmed by administrative work, and the administrative work is taking over. Man, I got a bad connection. Hey, will you pull up your Facebook? Never mind, I'm going to do it. I'm up here. So anyway, guys, I'm not seeing any comments on my screen, so I know what that means. That means that it's not coming in on my phone. So I'm going to check on my computer real quick. Man, I hate this, guys. Comments there? So anyway, guys, for those of you just tuning in, I'm having technical difficulties. I had a really nice board set up and stuff. But you got to work hard and you got to wait. You got to work hard for years and years and years. You can't just hire an assistant. Golly, man. I'm going to go in my truck, guys. This is crazy. Do you see comments?
I do.
You do? Let me take your phone with me. You got good power?
No, not really. It's charging.
Here, I'm going to take this with me. Okay, guys, just hang with me here. Hang with me. I'm going to switch to my truck so I can plug everything in and see you guys' comments and all that. Okay. Okay, now I'm seeing some comment. Man, my phone's not giving me comments, so I'm sorry, guys. This technical difficulty thing is horrible, and there's no excuse for it, and I'm going to make it up to all you guys real soon, all right? So hang with me here. We're talking about when to hire an assistant, why to hire an assistant, how to hire an assistant, okay? So I've already talked about don't hire an assistant too early. It's going to mess your business up. Build your business first, then hire an assistant, okay? Secondly, when do you hire an assistant? You're going to hire an assistant when you feel like your administrative work is overwhelming and you're unable to prospect anymore and continue building your business. Had to come out here and get my truck because I got no service in my office. I got no comments on my phone. Alright, let's see what kind of comments I got going on here. Justin says, what's up, man? He says he can hear me and see me good. Anyabo, what's up, Anyabo? Stephanie said, I missed you in the office. It's clear now. Justin says, I figure I'm paying a transaction coordinator $300 per transaction. An assistant that does transaction coordinator work would almost pay for itself right now. Yeah, that's true. I actually had a conversation with Justin a couple days ago, and he was telling me that he's paying a transaction coordinator $300 a deal, okay, but that's just to handle the transaction, okay, and he has like, I think he said he has like 10 deals or something this month, so that's $3,000, right? So I don't know how many deals he had, but it added up to a lot. So yeah, you can, if you're having that many deals, you know, you got to look really hard at what's going on in your business, you know, because another thing Justin said, I'm not trying to call him out, but he was kind of asking me, what am I going to have? What would he have his assistant do? What duties are they going to do? So that tells me maybe you need to be a single agent for a little longer so that you can actually understand every little piece of the puzzle, right? And I'm not saying Justin doesn't understand every piece of the puzzle. I'm just trying to make a point that you have to work a really, really long time and really be under the gun and be under so much pressure, right? Because you built such a large business and you know everything inside and out, okay, to where you can do 50 deals a year by yourself and then get an assistant and then jump to 100 deals a year. Once you have 50 deals a year and then you can hand all the administrative work off, now you can do 100 deals a year. That's where it happens. But the problem is agents that have 2 or 3 listings that have only been in the business for a year, they want to hire an assistant. When the problem is they saw how much work is involved in getting listings and they decided this is too much work. Maybe if I hire an assistant, it'll be easier. I can have her doing all this stuff and I can just go get paperwork signed. But it doesn't work that way. It's work. You have to put in the work, right? Let me see what other comments we got going on here. Okay, so Justin says, I don't know everything. Good advice. So, sorry for the technical difficulties. But I have actually went over some really awesome content today. The first key point is work hard and wait, right? That's what I want you to do first. I don't want you to rush in to hire an assistant. I want you to be a single agent for a long time and then get to where you're doing 40, 50, 60 deals a year by yourself. Now it's time to hire an assistant. For me, it was 30 listings. When I got to 30 listings and I was probably doing 30 to 50 transactions a year, that's when I had to hire an assistant because I had too many showing requests and I couldn't handle them all by myself and prospect. You know, I was wanting to prospect, but I couldn't prospect because I had so many showing requests of agents wanting to show my listings. I couldn't get to them. I couldn't get to the prospecting. So that's when I hired an assistant. Once I hired her and showed her how to handle the showing request, then I went to all the other duties, right? I mean, to me, there's really kind of 4 basic duties for an assistant, right? One, you have the showing request from other agents wanting to show your listings. So before you hire an assistant, you need to have enough listings to actually give her that job. You don't need to have 5 listings because tell you the truth, that doesn't take up any time. But when you have 30, 40, 50 listings, 25 listings, okay, if they're good listings, that's when you start getting into trouble with time. So, think about that really hard and make a goal to get X amount of listings, 25, 30, whatever. You want to get up to a certain number before you hire an assistant. So maybe that could be your catalyst, right? Let's get 30 listings so I can hire an assistant. So I hope that helps. I hope that statement helps you. But to me, there's 4 duties. 1, showing requests from other agents wanting to show your listings. The second thing is transaction coordination. All the paperwork, all the this, all the that, everything involved in the transaction that transaction coordinators normally do. The third thing is all your marketing and mail outs. Right? Of course, you're going to be involved in the design of postcards and the design of emails and the design of your Facebook ads and stuff like that. But, the way I do it is I design it and then I hand it off to her and then she gets it sent out. Right? So that takes a lot off of me. I can take a second, design it the way I want it, and then hand it off to her and she makes sure it goes to all the right people. And the fourth thing is all the other stuff. All the other stuff that doesn't make you money necessarily, but has to be done. Okay, and that could be a variety of things like going to put lock boxes on houses, signs, going to take pictures, picking up packages from title companies, processing stuff, okay? So showing requests, transaction coordination, marketing and mail outs, and all the other little stuff that you need her to do, while you do nothing except for create and maintain lifelong relationships, like I've been teaching you guys. So, you know, let me see what kind of comments we got here. Doug Grantham, a guy in my office, says, do I know of any? I'm looking for a good one. I don't know, Doug. I do not know of an assistant. That actually brings me to a very good point that I want to make right now, and that's about how to find an assistant. So, the best way to find an assistant is you kind of go through the tier of the best people, right? So first thing you do is you send an email out or ask everybody in your office if they know of anybody, right? I found the assistant I have now, that's how I found her. And that was the best decision ever. She's been with me like 3 years or more, and she's a beast, right? She's really the difference maker in my business, okay? All top producing agents have assistants. Not all top producing agents have a team, but every top producing agent, high producing agent, has an assistant. So it is a key to business. I believe in assistants. You have to have somebody doing all the administrative stuff. Okay, so how do you find one? First, you're going to ask everybody in your office, and hopefully something shakes out there. Then you're going to reach out to maybe other offices and other agents in your area. You know, you're going to ask around agents, okay? And then from there, you just go to the internet and put an ad, you know, and try to find people there. But at the bottom line is, the punchline here is that you want somebody that it has some experience. They have some experience. They worked for another realtor or in the area, something like that, because when you have somebody with a little experience, then chances are they already know MLS. They already have somewhat of a relationship with some of the local agents. They already understand how the real estate transaction works, so on and so forth. And so the training becomes very easy from having to train somebody from ground zero. When you train somebody from ground zero, that is a tough assignment. It's very, very tough to take somebody who knows nothing about real estate, nothing about MLS, nothing about, you know, the world of real estate, and train them to be a great assistant. Now, that's not to say somebody that was a legal secretary or secretary for, a doctor, lawyer, something like that. Something like that could work too. Because MLS and all that stuff's not that hard to learn, of course. But if you have somebody with experience, of course you want to take that person first. Also, something that I recommend is to, when you hire the assistant, kind of set the expectations that, this is kind of like a month-to-month basis, or, even week-to-week basis in the beginning, just to see how things go, right? And that you let them know up front that if things just don't quite work out and you guys have to go your separate ways, it's nothing personal, it's just business and just the way it is. If you say that up front, that kind of gives you a little bit of leeway if something is not right and you have to let them go pretty soon. So like I said in the beginning, those of you who missed it, if you do end up hiring a bad assistant, that can really hurt you. Having a bad assistant will really, really hurt your business. So once you realize that you have a bad assistant is somebody who's just not productive, doesn't catch on very quickly, shows up late, asks for a bunch of days off, so on and so forth. You have to have somebody who is willing to work hard every day. They don't ask off. They're very quick. They pick up on stuff. They're good with people. My assistant works 24/7. She has the phones all night, 24/7, 7 days a week, just about 365 days out of the year. So That's what you want. Somebody that is in it for the team. Now, I give my assistant bonuses at the end of the year. I give my assistant bonuses every transaction. I give her $100 on every weekend for handling the phones on the weekend. So, let me see what kind of comments I got here. Stephanie says, very helpful info. Prospecting comes first. Is a non-licensed agent frowned on? No. Guys, we're talking about non-licensed agents. Assistants. You want a non-licensed assistant. This is another thing I was fixing to say. You want to talk from the very beginning, you want to talk to them about committing to your team for the long term, 5 or 10 years, right? You don't want somebody who's here for a year or two and tells you that from the beginning. You want somebody that's going to be here for 5 or 10 years. It's going to help you build, going to help you grow your business, right? So you want somebody non-licensed. Now, my assistant is licensed. She got her license while she was my assistant, but it's inactive. She can get referrals, but she can't show property and stuff. She doesn't want to be an agent. She just got it just to better herself. But you don't want an assistant necessarily that wants to be an agent. You know, if that's the deal you have, and you just need somebody, you just want an assistant for a couple years, you know, and you know they're going to branch out and go on their own, and you know that up front, you're okay with it, fine, do it. But for me, I'm in it for the long haul, and I want somebody that's going to help me grow my business and help me build my business, and I want them to have a long-term view of really at that point, it's both of your business. And as production goes up, she makes more money. She makes money per transaction. She makes bigger bonuses if we have a really big year. So, yeah. I mean, you want it to be non-licensed. If you have a licensed assistant that is, you know, showing property and doing stuff like that for you, you know that. You need a full-time assistant that's just in the office that doesn't show property. If you really want to build a huge business, you have to have somebody that's, you know, a full-time administrative person. What's up, Kim, Ryan, Howard, aloha, Carlos? What's up, guys? I was having some technical difficulties today. I had this awesome presentation for you guys with a board where I was going to write down key points, and it was just going to be so epic, and it didn't work. When it came time to broadcast, it just wouldn't work. It said it was overloaded at the time. Too many people trying to go live at the same time or something. So anyways, there's only 3 people watching, and I think it's probably because of the technical difficulties and the confusion there. So I apologize for that. This is going to be on, you know, the replay on the Zero to Diamond group. I'll post it on Ricky Carruth, the real estate coach. Please like my page there. It's going to be on YouTube, so just rewatch it. I went over some really awesome key points, and you know, I want you to like my Ricky Carruth, the real estate coach, Ricky Carruth, the Gulf Coast real estate agent, the Gulf Coast realtor. You know, invite your friends, you know, add your friends to the group, Zero to Diamond. My second book is coming. Everybody loves the first book. I'm super humbled by the response I'm getting from all this stuff. So I know today was kind of a cluster on the show, and I absolutely prepared and wanted it to be epic and amazing, but it didn't work out. So, but I did still give you guys some amazing content. And hopefully it's stuff that you can use. It's just stuff from trial and error on my part that over the years that has taken me to figure out with trial and error. So this whole thing, guys, this whole business, this whole life is all about trial and error. And I just want to take my trial and errors and show it to you guys and help you, so maybe you don't make the same mistakes I made. Everybody makes mistakes. You know, I've made more mistakes than I've had victories. Way more, right? But I learn from them. And that's what it's all about. Being able to adapt. Adapt to the world changing so fast. Making mistakes and adapting. You know? So, if you guys have any questions, type it in. If not, I'm going to go ahead and end this today. I just want to say I'm so super grateful for you guys watching it or rewatching it. If there's ever anything I could do for you, please let me know. Next week, I'm gonna, it's gonna be epic. I don't know what the topic's gonna be, but it's gonna be incredible. So, I guess that's it, guys, for today. I don't see anything else going on the comments. So, thank you guys so much. Much love. Get out there and sell something. Make some phone calls. You know, make phone calls. If you're trying to build your business, make phone calls all weekend. You can get on a dialing system and call 500 people a day. You know, call 500 people tomorrow. Get on a dialing system and call 500 people tomorrow. And email me and let me know how that went. Later, guys.